do participate actively, and please utilize this great opportunity. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for your opening remarks, madam. It's my privilege to introduce our regional council member, Mandav Sunil Kumar sir. Before I'm hand over him, I just want to have a look at the brief profile of Sunil sir. He's a qualified chartered accountant in the month of January 2006 and has joined with the CA firm Chaudhary and Rao Chartered Accountants in the month of April 2006. Chaudhary and Rao is a very renowned CA firm having branches in multiple cities of Andhra and Telangana. Mandav Sunil sir is handling Hyderabad branch. As a professional, he got expertise in the fields of audit, taxation, and investment advisory. He has handled audit of public sector undertaking, listed companies and private limited companies, banks and insurance companies, etc. He is acting as an advisor to many real estate and manufacturing companies in the areas of internal control, tax advisory, and other statutory compliances. He has served to Hyderabad branch of ICAI as a secretary, vice chairman, and chairman during the years of 2016 and 2019. He is also a member of Tax Bar Association. Sunil sir believes in teamwork and encourages his juniors and students at every stage of their professional and personal life. He is a person who believes in giving back to the institute, society, and pro-professionals. So by this, I just request Sunil sir to have a word before we start with session.
Thank you, Jan. Dear members from the Vijayawada branch, Chairman of Vijayawada branch, Sita ma'am, Secretary Ravi Kishore Garu, and Chairman Sikasa Jain, and today's speaker Sudhir. I thank you all for organizing these wonderful revision classes for IP60 students. And we are happy that as the first part of my session in Vijayawada, I started with my young students, which I would like to have more on concentration on students in the coming days. So I thank all the students who have joined for these revision classes. And I also have one suggestion to students. See that whenever you require our requirement from our branch or to the regional or central council, you can approach the branch, and we all as the central council and regional councils will be together and will be giving you the best best suggestions or opportunities or help, whatever you require from our end. We are always will be with you, and I'll be soon coming to meet you in the next meeting in offline, not online. I'll be coming and meeting you in online. So I thank Vijayawada branch for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, Jen.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your kind words to us. Madam, now I'll hand over the rest of the balance to Sudhir Garu so that he is master in GST. Sir, please take over sessions from here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Profile
I share to mail.
Mail.
Okay.
Vijayawada branch.
Two minutes, sir.
Yeah.
Jain sir, I shared to you through WhatsApp.
Thank you, ma'am. So this is the brief profile of Sudhir sir. C.A. Chundur Sudhir is a chartered accountant by profession. He has been consistent topper at school and college level. He has completed both CA and CMA at the age of 21. His achievements during study: All India 6th ranker at final level, All India 43rd rank in ICAA inter level, received Pratibha Award from AP State Government in intermediate, district first ranker in intermediate. Achievements in profession: given various GST seminars for accountants, chartered accountants at Vijayawada, Ongole, Erul, Visannapet, Tirur, and Machilipatnam. As of now, he presented GSTR 9 and 9C in 15 plus seminars. He has taken CPE lectures at Vijayawada, Elur, Kakinada, ICAI branches. Achievements in professional training, deals with direct tax and indirect tax to CA and CMA final students from past 6 years. Taught to more than 2,500 students as of now. So by this, I'll hand over this to you, sir. We are very much privileged to have you for dealing sessions with students, sir. It's over to you, sir.
Yeah. So first of all, I thank Vijayawada branch of ICAI for giving me another opportunity to have a discussion regarding the GST aspects. Just after the first wave of Corona, so we have begun a series of sessions with this GST. We had the time of beginning of Corona. Now I think it's the end of Corona. After completing the Corona, now we are going to again begin the series of GST sessions for 1 week. So we are going to have a complete discussion on these GST aspects. So with no loss of time, let me enter into the aspects, and which is very, very useful to students and also the chartered accountants who are in practice also. So the topics which I deal now, everything I will go in a most practical manner. So in today's session, I'm going to begin with the charging section along with RCM. So let me share the screen. Yeah, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now let us begin, sir. First of all, from the past 2017 July onwards, GST has come into existence in our country. But still, there are a lot of changes in charging section, reverse charge mechanisms. So those are all aspects from CA student point of view is very relevant for the examination, and for members point of view, daily on monthly basis we are filing GST returns, where these amendments and provisions which were in existence forms a key role at the time of implementation. So that's why in this charging section, which includes reverse charge mechanism, reverse charge mechanism is also a part of charging section. So let us have a discussion on these aspects. So first, beginning with charging section. Sir, here GST Act section 9 and IGST Act section 5. So two sections we are going to have a discussion here. Section 9 of CGST Act and section 5 of IGST Act. Because so we are levying CGST and same amount of SGST is being levied. And in case of interstate supply, we levy IGST. So in IGST Act, there should be one charging section. In CGST Act, there should be one charging section. So what is the charging section? In CGST Act, section 9 is the charging section. And in IGST Act, section 5 is the charging section. So what does this section deal with? First of all, CGST and SGST is levied on intrastate supply. Sir, this is which section? As per section 9 of CGST Act, they have specified that on intrastate supply we levy CGST. So in section 5 of IGST Act, what will be in the same place? In section 5 of IGST Act, they will specify that on interstate supply they will levy. On which supply? On interstate supply they will specify. So first of all, what we need to learn here, what do you mean by the term intrastate supply and interstate supply? So that is what we need to have a discussion. Simply what every people will tell is so supplier located in a state, recipient located in another state is called interstate supply. When both are in the same state, we'll call it as intrastate supply. Like that they usually say, but that is not the thing. Here if we observe, first let me come to the definition of the term interstate supply and intrastate supply. So interstate supply has been defined in section 7 of IGST, whereas intrastate supply has been defined in section 8 of IGST. So in IGST Act, section 7 and section 8 has defined intra and interstate supply. So first of all, why we need to learn the meaning of the term interstate supply and intrastate supply? Because on interstate supply, we have to levy IGST. And on intrastate supply, we have to levy CGST and SGST. So that's why which type of GST we need to levy, we should have a clarity. That has been defined in Section 7 of IGST Act and Section 8 of IGST. What does Section 7 deal with? So interstate supply. So definition of the term interstate supply. What do you mean by the term interstate supply? When the location of the supplier and place of supply, so simply two different states, we call it as interstate supply. Like that, we should not tell. Here, what they have specified, location of the supplier and place of supply. If it is in two different states, it is called interstate supply. In the same place, if you see here, if the location of the supplier and place of supply is in the same state, then it will be called as intrastate supply. So here, two things we need to compare and decide. Two things we need to compare and decide whether to levy IGST or CGST plus SGST. So first thing what you need to see is location of the supplier. Second thing what you need to see here is the place of supply. Place of supply, it's a separate discussion, sir. Actually, in tomorrow's session, place of supply and time of supply. So there we will have much more discussion regarding those aspects. So first of all, here if you see, the location of the supplier and place of supply has to be in different states. First of all, what do you mean by the term location of the supplier? What do you mean by the term location of the supplier? Sir, location of the supplier means the place where the supplier got GST registration. The place, the state in the supplier got GST. Yeah, that means seller if he is registered in Andhra Pradesh. And place of supply. The second point here that was specified is place of supply. Both has to be complete. So Vamsi has raised his hand. Is there any voice issue or anything?
Sir, your voice is slightly breaking, sir. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's like breaking.
Okay. Yeah. Let me raise the voice. Okay. So here, what they have specified here is the location of the supplier and place of supply. So two things they have specified here. So location of supplier means here supplier's registered premises, whereas and place of supply has been specified. So place of supply, we have a separate discussion in tomorrow's session. But now let me take a simple example. So now practically regarding reverse mechanism on GTA freight, still many people were confused to levy CGST and SGST or IGST. Still many people were confused on reverse charge mechanism on GTA freight. Should I pay CGST and SGST or should I have to pay IGST? So still many people were confused. Sir, in place of supply, what they have specified is in case of GTA supply, that means transportation of goods, for B2B transactions, location of recipient is the place of supply. For B2B transactions, location of recipient is the place of supply. That means here what we need to see, location of the supplier. GTA, where it is having the place of business. Sir, in case of GTA transactions, they are going to give us consignment note. Whenever we are going to transport the goods, so whenever we hand over the goods to goods transport agency, they usually give us a consent note. In that consent note, you have to see the address of supplier is registered in Delhi. And now I am located in Andhra Pradesh and I am receiving transportation service. So what is the supply? Supply is Andhra Pradesh. The place where the recipient is in case of B2B supplies, the place where the recipient is located is the place of supply. So supply, I was looking in Andhra Pradesh. The supplier GTA has given me consignment note. In the consignment note, the address of the supplier is in Delhi. So even though I am taking transportation service in AP, still the
seems as that Sir have some connectivity issues. We'll please wait. Please wait.
Change the internet and you just a minute, just a few seconds, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure, no problem.
So please make as a host. So now, sir, now is it clear, sir?
Please speak, sir. Once, please speak. So, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, now is it clear, sir?
No, sir.
Yeah, sir. Sir, can I continue?
Yeah, you continue, sir. Now it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So in case of GTA supply, I have begin it as example right now. So in case of GTA supply, that means goods transport agency transactions. So here we need to see the location of supplier and also the place of supply. So the location of supplier is nothing but the place where the supplier is registered. That means the GTA, if it is registered in Delhi, and the place of supply. Place of supply is nothing but in case of B2B transactions, the location of the recipient. That means if I was registered in AP, so the supplier in consignment note, the address it was given is a Delhi address. That means supplier, the consignment note, the GTA address is in Delhi, and recipient, I am receiving the goods in AP. So on this freight, under reverse charge mechanism, I need to pay IGST. Because if the location of the supplier and place of supply, if it is in two different states, what many people will tell is since the goods were taken delivery in India, since the goods were taken delivery in AP, they say we will pay CGST and SGST. But that is not the thing here. What you need to see here is the location of supplier and also place of supply. The location of supplier and also the place of supply. So both you need to compare. If it is in the same state, then you have to pay CGST and SGST. If it is in two different states, then we have to pay IGST. So next, goods or services imported into the territory of India. Second thing is imports. On imports, what we are paying, IGST we are going to pay on imports. On imports, we pay IGST. So in case of in this transactions, in case of import of goods, if you see, customs duty we are going to pay. So in that customs duty, so one of the aspect in customs duty is IGST. First, basic customs duty will be levied. After adding that one, so next what they are going to levy, IGST will be levied, because imports will be regarded as interstate supply. So on imports also we levy IGST. Coming to the third thing, supplier located in India and place of supply is outside India, nothing but exports. So in case of exports also, what they will levy, IGST. But for exports, if we submit LUT, letter of undertaking, so in such case, in such case, we need not pay IGST. So the supplier, if located in India and place of supply is located outside India, so in such case, that is nothing but exports. But export is a zero rated supply. That means if LUT is submitted, we need not pay any GST. But if LUT is not submitted, then what happens? In such case, we need to pay IGST and we can claim it as refund. There is a separate refund procedure. So here, if supplier located in India and place of supply outside India, generally IGST will be levied, but that IGST is a zero rated supply. So next, supply to or by a sedge developer or sedge unit. That means if we make supply to the sedge unit, what has been specified there? If we make supply to the sedge unit. So sedge unit means actually they were located in India only. But if we make supplies to sedge, which GST we need to pay? IGST only we need to pay. Why? Because it was given in definition of the term interstate supply. It was given in definition of the term interstate supply. So that's why on supply to a sedge unit, we need to levy IGST. Or there is another aspect. On sedge supplies, if we submit LUT, on sedge supplies, if we submit LUT, then GST will not be levied at all. Next, supply of goods to a tourist. So tourist means any person coming from outside India to India, and India they are not staying not more than 6 months. That means temporary. Next, if IPL season is going to come in this month, so any tourist if they come to India, any player, cricket player. So let me take David Warner as example. David Warner, let me take him as example. So he is going to come to India. In India, if he purchase any camera or any laptop, which GST they need to levy? Generally speaking, CGST plus SGST. But this tourist, he is going to take this camera or laptop to outside India. There he need to pay customs duty. That's why here what they are specifying here is you levy IGST on the tourist so that this IGST can be set off against the customs duty. Once again, I repeat, sir. Tourist, if he purchases any laptop or computer in India, tourist, sir, if tourist means coming from outside India to India for a temporary visit, not more than 6 months. So if he comes to in India, in such case, if he purchases any laptop or camera, etc., generally CGST and SGST will be levied. But what that person will do? This person is going to take this laptop or camera to outside India. At the time he is leaving to outside India, the export customs duty will be levied. Paying GST in India and again paying export duty on exports, it becomes double taxation. So that's why what they have done here is you pay only export duty. The IGST, if you levy here, it can be set off against that export duty or refund will be given. That's why even though tourist is purchasing in the same state, tell me, CGST or SGST should be levied or IGST? IGST should be levied. So that this can be utilized against export duty. So that's why this was given here in a specific point. So these were covered in definition of the term interstate supply. So interstate supplies we have covered. Intrastate supply means if supplier of location and place of supply is in the same state, then we will tell it as intrastate supply. So let us come back to the charging section. So charging section first part, GST will be levied on intrastate supply of goods or services. GST will be levied on intrastate supply of goods or services. That's part we have completed now. Coming to the second thing, exception. That means no GST will be levied. So today's session we are discussing charging section now. So now coming to the second part, exception. Exception means nothing but GST will not be levied. So in which case GST will not be levied? Supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption. On alcoholic liquor, there is no GST as of now. Only state excise duty is being levied. Only state government is going to have the right. So as of now, the central government is not levying any duty on alcoholic liquor. That was given as exception in a charging section itself. Next, on which value? On transaction value. Sir, on 19th, we are going to have a session on valuation. There we will have a much more discussion regarding this value. But let me tell you some basics. So here what they have specified is on transaction value under section 15. That means the value for which you have done transaction. If you are going to do transaction for 1 lakh, on 1 lakh we are going to levy GST. If you do transaction for 5 lakhs, on 5 lakhs you are going to pay GST. But on 2 conditions, here in section 15, 2 conditions have been specified. Seller and buyer must be unrelated. If seller and buyer are related, sir, they will do at low price. If you do on low price, you pay low GST. So for government, he's not a related. If you pay lower GST, government is going to lose. That's why what they have specified here is seller and buyer has to be unrelated. If seller and buyer is related, what happens, sir? Then we have to go for valuation rules to decide the value of something. Then we have to go to the valuation rules to decide the value of something. Okay. So here I think it was very clear on transaction value under section 15. So what do you mean by the term transaction value? The value for which a transaction is done. But if seller and buyer are related persons and price is not the sole consideration, any additional consideration if it is received, then okay. So here on transaction value, GST will be levied. That is the first aspect. So coming to the second thing, rate. At the rate notified by the central government. Sir, the central government where rates were being specified. So SCSC, HSN. For goods, we have to refer HSN code to know the rate of duty. For services, we have to see SCSC to know the rate of duty. Service accounting code in case of services. In case of goods, what we need to see? HSN we need to see. In case of goods, what we need to see? We need to see HSN. Okay. So here, not exceeding 20%. Actually, now maximum if you see, 14% CGST has been levied. SGST also 14%. That means maximum 28%. Here in CGST Act, they have specified 20% means same 20% in SGST Act also will be specified. That means maximum 40% is the highest rate. But as of now, 40% is not being levied. Maximum 28% is only been levied. Cess it's a separate thing, sir. Compensation cess is a separate act. Normal rate of duty I am specifying. So CGST not more than 20%. But now practically maximum 14% CGST is only there. But as per charging section, maximum 20% has been specified. Next, paid by the taxable person. Paid by the taxable person. What do you mean by the term taxable person? Generally, seller is going to pay GST. But in case of reverse charge mechanism, recipient will pay the GST. In case of reverse charge mechanism, who will pay GST? Recipient is going to pay the GST. Okay. Now let us see here. If you see this note point, supply of petroleum, crude, high-speed diesel, motor spirit. That means nothing but on petrol and diesel. Tell me, sir. On petrol and diesel, whether GST is being levied? No. As of now, state VAT is only being levied. As of now, state VAT is only being levied in case of petrol and diesel. So GST is not being levied here. Okay. So here if you see supply of petroleum, crude, high-speed diesel oil, motor spirit. So on these aspects for petrol bunks, no GST because it was given here that whenever the GST Council recommends, till now GST Council has not recommended. That's why excise duty and VAT is only being levied. So there is no GST on petroleum products till now. So this is what the charging section, first part we have learned. So charging section is divided into 3 parts. First part is general. General means nothing but supplier is going to pay GST. General means nothing but supplier is going to pay GST. But here if you see second part, reverse charge mechanism. Sir, what do you mean by the term reverse charge mechanism? In case of reverse charge mechanism, recipient is going to pay the GST. In case of reverse charge mechanism, so the recipient is going to pay the GST. So what are those aspects? That is what now we are going to have a discussion. So after that, what we will see here is, electronic commerce operator in certain transactions, not the supplier, not the recipient. Electronic commerce operator has to pay the GST. So what are those aspects we will see in topic C. So first coming to now, let me come to topic number B, reverse charge mechanism. This is the main important aspect. Practically still many accountants and chartered accountants were being confused regarding this reverse charge. So let us have a complete discussion on this reverse charge mechanism. So reverse charge mechanism, let me show it to you. Reverse charge mechanism is of 2 types, section 9.3, section 9.4. Now section 9.4 is applicable only for real estate sector. Section 9(4) is applicable only for real estate sector. That means supplier unregistered and recipient registered. This concept is applicable only for real estate sector. But also, when 80% if they don't purchase from registered dealers, then they have to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism. So that is in case of real estate sector. So 9(4) practically for other sector it was not there. Only for real estate sector only 9(4) is there. But for all the SSEs, 9(3) is applicable. So what is section 9(3)? So section 9(3) is applicable in case of these transactions. If you see here, service transactions I have given, and then I will enter for goods also. Here, if you see 16 service transactions were given. How many, sir? 16 service transactions and 8 goods were given. These 16 plus 8, 24 aspects were covered in a reverse charge mechanism. That means in this reverse charge mechanism, who has to pay GST? Supplier or recipient? Recipient has to pay the GST. And the tax which the recipient is paying, he is going to get, and the tax which the recipient is paying, he is going to get it as ITC. So whatever the tax recipient is going to pay, again he is going to claim it as a input tax. Okay. So now, sir, I think voice is very clear now. Okay. So yeah, now let me continue.
Yes, sir. It's very clear. Very clear.
Yeah, yes. So now let me continue. Sir, in case of goods transport agency transactions, total 16 services. Now I am going to begin first. So first beginning with the goods transport agency. That means freight. Sir,
Sir, now we are getting disturbance, sir.
the exempted case of only
Sir, voice is not clear, sir.
The voice is not clear.
Sudhir Garu will connect in 1 or 2 minutes. Please wait.
Is it audible, sir?
Yeah, sir. It's fine now.
Yeah. So now coming to transportation of goods to GTA. So in this, only GTA freight is covered under reverse charge mechanism. Only GTA freight is being covered under reverse charge mechanism. So here, in case of GTA, and if recipient a factory or registered society or cooperative society, registered dealer, all will be covered. Any word?
The voice is not clear and the screen sharing was not coming.
Hello all. So due to bad connectivity, Sir is not able to join. And he tried multiple times, but as we have seen, he's getting logged out. So there's also a power failure there. So Sir can't join again. So what we'll do is we'll again join tomorrow anyway, we have a continuation session from 7 to 9. Okay. So tomorrow what we'll do is we'll join at 4:30. 4:30 to 6:30, sir will take same class, half an hour gap, and you can connect for the next session from 7 to 9. Okay. So I'll also circulate the same message to all the groups, and please cooperate. And due to some unavoidable situations, sir is unable to join back. Okay. So by this, we are ending the sessions over here. So tomorrow, 4:30 to 6:30, the same session will be taken from starting onwards. Then from 7 to 9, as a regular structure sessions, it will carry on. Okay. Is that sounds good?
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience. Please join back tomorrow at 4:30. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.